Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy and today we're going to take a look at the big Books A Million book haul that I got recently when I went to Books A Million. So this is kind of a coffee curriculum type of video because I'm actually going to be using some of these for curriculum, but they kind of serve as a dual purpose because technically they're gifts for my youngest child who is a huge classic book lover. And of course I had to get some for myself that are over here too. Isn't this pretty? It's so pretty. Okay, so we're gonna go through the big book haul over here and I'm gonna go through each book and show it to you, and I'll try to leave links down below to the books also if I can find them online, which I'm pretty sure that I can. Before we get started, make sure you check out that link down below where I have links to free IEW language arts curriculum, and I also have our free Facebook group. So let's get started with some of the very first books. If you don't know, my youngest is huge into classic books. He has been on this classic book kick for over a year now. And for the last several Christmases and birthdays, most of his list has consisted of classic books. That's pretty much all he's wanted. So we have quite a collection, and it's part of the reason we had to get this big bookshelf behind me right here. And it's actually not all filled up. Can you believe that? I have a couple of empty shelves here. But knowing me, they will not be empty for very long. So just put my coffee right there. Okay, so let's check out this big haul, shall we? So the way that these books are gonna go is he's not getting them all at once. His birthday is actually at the beginning of August, and some of them will be for his birthday, and then some of them are also for Christmas gifts later on. I haven't decided which are gonna be which because technically these are from my mom, so I don't know. I might have to talk to her about which ones are gonna be which. Okay, so the very first one is this pretty orange book, and this is Aesop's Fables. If I didn't say that right, don't make fun of me. So these books and this stack right here, these are all what they call word cloud books. He has been collecting these books. Each of these books has a really nice faux leather cover, and they have a word cloud on the front of important words from each novel. And they are all classics. Word cloud books I have never seen anywhere but Amazon. There is a word cloud book website, but it redirects you back to Amazon when you look at their books. So this was the first time I had ever seen them in stores. So I was really excited to see like a whole section of them over at Books A Million. So this is the first one that we got him. And we had a really condensed form of this book in like a picture book type of book when we had My Father's World. And I know that he kind of didn't want to give that book up, so I thought this one would be a good one to give him to kind of replace that one that we don't have anymore because we sold his old curriculum. This one might actually be his favorite out of the whole series, and I think this one's going to be for his birthday because there is a series of these books. So my son has recently gotten into Lord of the Rings, and he's on the very last book. He absolutely loves this series. And they have a Lord of the Rings like companion set, and it's by author David Day. And this one is the Atlas of Tolkien. This book is actually a book of maps and atlases from the series. And this one was just so neat, and I knew as soon as I saw it, I absolutely had to get this book for him. This one is going to be so helpful for him, I think. I think he's going to lose his mind when he sees this one. I'm really excited to see his reaction to it. He's been poring over the Lord of the Rings series, so I know that this is going to be a great one. They have a whole set of these books by David Day, and this one's an atlas, and I know they have like character maps and things like that. There's so many different subjects that go with the Lord of the Rings set, so I have a feeling we're going to end up with all of them before it's done. There's 3 in here that I wasn't sure because I'm not sure about the content of them, so I've been kind of reading them a little bit after he goes to bed to gauge whether or not I think this would be a good fit for him, or if we need to maybe hold it back till he's a bit older. So just keep that in mind as I'm showing you the next 3. the Brothers Grimm, the 101 Fairy Tales. This is part 1. There's 2 parts right here. So this is book 1 and this is book 2. I've read a couple stories in here so far. It's definitely content that he can handle. However, there's a lot. There's 220 stories and I have not read through all of them yet. So if I come across one that I think is too scary or that I think that might not be appropriate for him, you know, in terms of content, I might end up holding these 2 back. I'm not sure yet. The next one, Dracula. Again, I don't know. I haven't read the book, but I know he was kind of interested in seeing Dracula and Frankenstein. So I don't know. If you've read the novel, can somebody tell me down below, like, what did you think about the content? Would it be appropriate for a 12-year-old boy? And he's pretty tough with stuff, so it's not like he doesn't get scared easily. So if any of my friends have got this book and you've read through it, can you let me know before I read through it? I haven't had a whole lot of time to read extra books. So I don't know. I don't know on that one. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm gonna try to start reading it at night after he goes to bed before I give it to him. So that one I might actually leave those 3 till Christmas, so I have longer to pre-read them before I give them to him. So I just don't want to give him any content that might be a little bit too scary or in the horror genre without pre-reading it first. So, which is why this next one I definitely pre-read. And I've already read it. So this one is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. This one we're going to be using for the Teaching the Classics. Now, if you remember a couple videos ago, I've been talking about Teaching the Classics from IEW, and basically Teaching the Classics teaches you, it's a seminar for teachers, and it teaches you how to take any classic book like this and turn it into a curriculum. So I've had to kind of figure out which books I want to use when, and Sleepy Hollow is actually going to be one of our first. It's a classic book and it's very short. This is a whole bunch of short stories by Washington Irving. So Sleepy Hollow is only one section of this book, and actually it's like maybe 15 pages. It's not very long at all. It is a short story. The instructor of Teaching the Classics actually recommends that you do short stories, especially in the beginning. So I thought this would be a great one for October. We don't celebrate Halloween, but with it being fall and pumpkin themed, where'd my son go? With it being fall and pumpkin themed, I thought it would be a great addition to do for this fall before we kick off the Advent season with Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. So I thought that this one would be a good one, and it actually was. I thought it was really funny. I really liked it. It wasn't not scary. I think maybe for younger ones it would be hard, but seeing that I've got teenagers, they would totally think that this is hilarious. So we're going to definitely do Sleepy Hollow. I haven't read the other books in there, but I think there is, hold on, there's 16 short stories in here. So we might end up actually doing more than just one. This might be perfect for Teaching the Classics because all of them are so short. So this whole book only has 285 pages in it. This was only about $5. Books A Million has a huge section of classic books that I was glued to that classic book section over there. And then because I couldn't leave without getting myself a book, because that's just me, I think bookstores are like my favorite thing in the whole world, I ended up getting Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. I have never read it before. I thought it would be a fun one to read, and so far I'm about 7 chapters in and I actually really like it. So I got myself a classic while I was there, and this one I think was only $8 or $9, and it's a pretty thick book. So I was very happy with it. Plus it was pretty, because I have a thing for pretty covers, and I don't care what the saying says. If it has a pretty cover, I'm gonna pick it up. So this one is from 1861, and so far it's been a really great novel. I can't wait to see how this one progresses. It also has the realistic old book type of edging to it, which I really like. I don't know why I like books like this, but I just do. So my TBR list just grew. If you don't know what a TBR list, it's your book list of books that you're going to read. My TBR list is growing daily because right now I have this book. And I'm also reading Pride and Prejudice and Little Women all simultaneously. Plus I'm reading a theology book, and it's just, that's like 4 books at once. I have a serious problem. So I need to just stick with one and just get through them one by one, but I don't know. I have serious book problems, as you can see. So I have plenty of reading material for quite a while, especially because my husband just got me my first stack of theology books from R.C. Sproul, and there's 11 books in that. So I have a lot of reading. I have a lot of reading to do. But yeah, I'm not sure which ones we're going to actually use other than Washington Irving's Sleepy Hollow for teaching the classics, but I'm thinking because it's short stories, the Fables might be a good one as well. So having these two, Sleepy Hollow and the Fables book, I think that's going to be a good one. And if the Brothers Grimm isn't too scary, we might actually pick out some of those fairy tales to use, just to kind of throw some in there later on in the year to keep things a little bit more interesting. So far I've read Cinderella, and I thought Cinderella was just hilarious. I thought the Cinderella in the Brothers Grimm style was way better than the movie when I was a kid. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, taking it kind of just one at a time. But I thought that this was such a fun stack, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys because you guys are my friends and you guys are bookish like me. So I thought that this was just such a great stack. All right, guys, that's all I have for this video. Kind of just a short and sweet fun one about books, because that's my favorite topic. Whether it's curriculum books or reading books, novels or fairy tales, they're all my favorite. I just love books. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day and happy homeschooling.